Ahoy there, sailors, and welcome aboard the HMS Respect. I'm Captain Lollywater, and here she is, and a finer vessel has never cut through the ocean. And today I'm going to give you a little tour around this vessel, which I put together in the shipyard yesterday, and then we might take her out and test her in the water. Well, here we have the bow of the boat and the bowsprit. And here is our anchor and the anchor rope hanging off there. And here we have the three main sheets and the three main head sails here. And they can all be adjusted using these sheets here and tightened and loosened just depending on what direction we're sailing and what direction the wind is coming from. Okay? Like that. And that's the mainstay for the head mast, the main mast there. Okay, now we're moving past the bow towards the main mast. We go up to the main mast and we have these little things here which tell us the direction of the wind. They're called the wind indicators or tells. And that's the head of the mainsail, that's the foot, and that's the clew, if I remember correctly. And here on the back we have the main sheet of the mainsail, and it can be adjusted like this, and then the boom can swing out like that, so that if you're on a broad reach sailing, which means the air wind is coming from the stern, which is the back of the boat, then you can let that boom out and catch the wind that way. And you can let it out even further to do that, all the way out to there. And if you're sailing what they call close haul to the wind, you can adjust that back again and bring that boom right in and sail close up to the wind, so you can sail really close to the wind direction. And up the back here is our rudder assembly, and this is the helm, and that turns in the water like that and turns the direction of the boat. Alright, now here's the companionway and the galley down the bottom there, where all of the sailors live and where the captain goes to look at his chart. That's Captain Lollywater, and Captain Lollywater here is just having a bit of a spell. There he is. And we're just going to take him out for the second so we can see what's happening next. Put him next to the dolphin, just there. And here is the keel of the boat. And the keel is what helps the boat to stay stable, and we're going to talk about that in a little while. So here's the HMS Respect, and today we're going to talk all about respect and ballast. Here we go. Well now, some of you might have guessed how I made this ship. And yep, I reckon some of you have, and you guessed it, I made the main part of the ship out of this. See that? And inside this there used to be a certain very sugary drink which I used to clean the chains on my chainsaws, so I'd think twice before drinking too much of this stuff. But anyway, I digress. The point of what I'm going to ask now is, what do you think would happen if I just got this old bottle here and I stuck these two masts in it and I just put it in the water? I'm going to get you to have a little think about it, and I'll get back to you in just a sec. Here we have it, boys and girls, the HMS Struggle Street. She's a sorry looking vessel, to be sure. Let's just test her out and see what happens if we'll test her out in this little small bay. We're not out on the big ocean yet. We're just going to see how it goes, and I wonder if you can predict what's going to happen. Remember, it's just the raw materials with the masts that I made HMS Respect out of, and let's just see how they compare. Alright, here we go. Bon voyage, HMS Struggle Street. Are you watching? Oh dear. Well, give it another couple of tries. We might have to decommission this vessel. Bon voyage, Struggle Street. Third time's a charm. Oh, nearly. Oh, straight over. All right, let's go back to the shipyard and we'll talk about what happened. HMS Struggle Street just rolled right over, took on water and capsized. That means sink, landlubbers. Now, yachts and all the old sailing ships, and the modern ones too, they have the same problem. Now, for example, when the old sailing ships travelled all the way around the world, they would stop at various places, taking on stores of food and water and any other treasures or supplies that were needed for the journey. And they always put the heavy, stable things in the very bottom of the boat. I wonder, can you guess why? Why would you put heavy things in the bottom of the boat? Wouldn't that make it sink? Well, no, actually. It makes the boat more stable. Sailors like Captain Lollywater, g'day buddy, actually put things like sand and rock, and nowadays they use lead and steel to place weight in the bottom, called the keel. They would often need to weigh up the items before taking them on board. Some things weren't heavy enough to be used, and if relied upon, they just wouldn't do the trick. They would only take up space and put the boat at risk. So the things used had to be heavy. Now, when a stormy wind comes along, a small breeze, perhaps gale force there, the sea is rolling the boat around, the ship stays stable because gravity, the force caused by the Earth's pull on the weight in the bottom of the boat, keeps it returning to the centre because the weight is pulling it downwards from the bottom of the boat. Now, where is all this going, Captain Lollywater? Well, you may ask, Stan the nautical man. Well, you may ask. And I do ask, and well, here it is. In life, we need relationships and conversation and social interaction and to work and play alongside other people. This helps us sail along and takes us where we need to go. That's just like the wind that powers our sails. Sometimes, though, life and relationships can be stormy. People can be mean sometimes or let us down, and we can also do that to others. When the winds of life come along and lift our sails, we need to have good weight in the bottom of our boats. That's called ballast. If we take on lies about ourselves, untruths, or things we believe are true but are actually just lightweight lies, then our boat can tip over too easily. What does this look like on land, you asked? In real life? Well, if someone beats you at a game of handball, or says or does something like teasing or mean, and we don't have good ballast, we might just tip over too easily. Sound familiar? HMS Struggle Street. But if we have good ballast, then we'll be fine. Just like this guy will be. Actually, the wind will just make us sail further and stronger. Now, I have attached some labels, or actually, Captain Lollywater attached the labels after he weighed the ballast which went on board HMS Respect. Captain Lollywater here has taken down that information, weighed the ballast in the scale, and has kindly provided for us these little labels, which are coming out of the companionway. And I'm going to read you some examples of what Captain Lollywater thinks is good ballast, good weight to keep on board your boat. Here we go. Here's the first one. It weighs 100 grams. That's quite a lot. And it says, I am unique. Here's another one here. And this is attached to little bags, a little bit like this one, which I've put into the keel of the boat already. Let's look at the next one Captain Lollywater's got for us. This one says, 50 grams, I can be a good and trustworthy friend. And this one here he's had on board for quite a while. It looks like it's got some sea spray on it already. It weighs 100 grams. He must have picked that up early on in the journey or even before he left. And it says, I have good character. I can be reliable and a very helpful friend. 100 grams worth there. Here's another one you might be able to put on board your vessel. This one weighs, I don't know if you can see there, it weighs 200 grams and it says, I'm loved and cared about. I matter not because I'm good at stuff, but because I'm cared for and worth a lot. What a great piece of ballast to take on board your vessel. Now, if those bags or our bags didn't weigh very much, we would struggle to sail out of the harbour. We might just tip over. If we think lightweight thoughts or have unhelpful attitudes toward ourselves, this won't help us. We need self-respect and true and right thoughts and feelings toward ourselves so we can sail and live well without tipping over. We need to weigh up what we say to ourselves and what others say about us before we take them on board. Don't use thoughts or attitudes like I'm stupid or I don't matter. Or another one I've heard, I don't have a brain, because they don't weigh anything, because they're not true. Now, some of these lies do seem to be true, and they seem to weigh a lot, because we believe them, or people have said them to us quite a lot, and we start to feel their weight anyway. They weigh us down and make us feel we can't grow, and to think that we don't really like ourselves very much. Now look at this glass of chain cleaning fluid here. It's black substance. It's a liquid. Now, I weighed this earlier and it weighs 500 grams. Wow, that's a lot of weight for the HMS Respect. Should we take that on board? Should I just tip that there in the bottom? And will that help weigh us down and prevent us from blowing over? You're right. No, we shouldn't. We definitely shouldn't. It's a lie. Look what it says on the glass here. It says 500 gram lie. I'm no good at stuff and have no brain. Now, let's not take that on board. What happens when a boat takes on water? Yep, it sinks. Something like that might seem helpful and heavy enough, but actually, when the wind pushes the boat, the water in the bottom of the boat tips with the boat, and gravity actually helps pull the boat over because it moves around inside and it works against you. Now this is like every time a mean comment or disappointment might come your way, it could pull you down even further because it's already in there. Now if you can't figure something out, like you're struggling with reading or writing, don't take on board the lies that says you're stupid or silly or dumb or can't do it. That's not true. Take on board weighty, solid truth about yourself, like these ones. I can grow. I can learn all my life. I can be a person of good character. I can be reliable and trustworthy. I'm important to others and have a purpose in life. I matter and am worth a lot. These truths will help you and help you sail well. Now, one final warning from Captain Lollywater. What's that you say there, Captain Lollywater? You just have a look at that heavy weight, Stan the Nautical Man. Now, don't take on ballast that's heavier than your boat. Here's a good example. Let's look at this piece of ballast here. Just one moment. Oh, that's heavy. Oh, can you all see that? Now, there's a little label on there that tells me how much it weighs. 2 kilograms. That's 4 times heavier than our lie. I don't think we'd take that. We should take that on board. If we take that on board, we are going to sink. and it's heavier than our boat is heavy. So we have to be careful not to be too proud about things, and we have to be true. We have to take on board truths. Something that I read on the side of that brick says something like this: I'm a god at everything and crack at whatever I do. I'm better than everybody and don't need to learn or keep friends by being kind. Now that's one big lie, and it will sink us if we take it on board. Make sure our self-respect is humble and modest and true. We need to be realistic, and otherwise we'll only hurt ourselves. Now I hope this nautical tour of HMS Respect has been enjoyable. Remember to think and feel good, helpful and true things about yourself. Don't take lies on board, and when stormy winds come, you'll be fine. Don't be easily blown over by the winds that always come along. Get to know what's inside your HMS Respect. And if you have taken on board lightweight or unhelpful ballast like I'm no good at school or I can't learn, or a lie about yourself that's weighing you down, then take some time to pump out the bilge water. Get rid of those lies and pull into a friendly harbour. Talk to a trusted friend or parent or a teacher about taking on board the good, solid, helpful ballast of self-respect, and sail strong and far on the seas of life. Bye for now. See you later, Captain Lollywater. Yeah, goodbye. Goodbye, boys and girls. Have a great trip on the ocean. Bon voyage.